Welcome to HP Tuner's Ford Mod Motor Training Part 8. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at working with units of Lambda. Now, Lambda is going to be standardizing our fuel delivery across any kind of fuel type that we might be working with. I'm going to be breaking it down, how it works, and we're going to be using our Excel spreadsheet calculator to demonstrate this for various fuel types, so it makes complete sense. You can also reference back to your Excel spreadsheet to figure out different Lambda amounts you might be wanting to work with and compare it against a wideband gauge. So we're going to be trying to make sense of how Lambda fits in with our wideband readings that we would find on a petrol, gas, air, fuel scale. We have a lot to cover, so let's jump into our video so we can check this out.
Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our Stoich AFR programming value within our Ford PCMs and what it represents and why it's super important. And then we're also going to be taking a look at the relationship between Lambda and our gasoline air fuel or petrol air fuel that we would find displayed on a wideband. All of this is important to tie together moving into future videos, taking a look at doing any of our idle part throttle tuning or into our full throttle tuning when we're in open loop. It's all going to be playing a role, and we have to understand these fundamentals before we move into any further training tutorials. So what we're going to do here is open up a stock equivalent file to get started with. So we can go here to File, Open, and then we're going to move down here, and this is in our course packet. So it's our HP Tuners 2005 to 10 Mustang. Calibration file examples. These are the file examples I provided. We have a stock 2005 Mustang GT 4.6 liter. Let me click Open here so we have that available in our software. So I'm going to move up into Engine, and then I'm going to go here from General, and we're going to move over to our tab labeled Fuel. Now within here, we're going to be focusing on one parameter only in this video because this is a basic fundamental fuel calculation parameter that has to be right. We have to represent this correctly. I'll be explaining why that's so important here in just a minute. And that's going to be our Stoich AFR here at the top. We can see it's going to be showing at 14.64. Now, if you're familiar with stoichiometric ratios, we'll find that 14.64 is Stoich for petrol, gasoline, air, fuel that has no ethanol blended into it. So this is going to be one of the programming details that we have to make sure is right before we begin any actual tuning. So if we're tuning on a different fuel other than pure petrol, gasoline, air, fuel, this needs to be updated. Now, most commonly in the United States, we'll find that we have 10% ethanol blended into our fuels at the gas stations. And that changes our Stoich AFR because there's a little bit of ethanol in that. And we have to go and represent that right here. And instead of being 14.64, it would be 14.1 approximately that we'd place into this value here. Now the Stoich AFR is going to be a background fuel multiplier, and it's going to be part of the fuel mass is equal to air mass divided by target air fuel relationship. In fact, this is going to be specifying what we want the target air fuel to be at for idle and part throttle driving conditions. So we need to make sure that this value is going to be right. But more importantly, this value can scale out in the background what the cranking fuel injector pulse width is going to be, what our idle, part throttle, and wide open throttle injector pulse was going to be. So you can think of this value as an overall fuel multiplier across anywhere injector pulse width is going to be calculated. So we have to make sure, again, that this parameter is nailed down to the fuel type that we're working with. We're going to be introducing right now a Excel calculator that I have into our course Excel packet that you can just grab into our course folder. Let me open up that right now. We'll find that this is going to be labeled here Stoich. Now this is going to help us illustrate what is going on and what value to place for the Stoich AFR based on what kind of fuel we're working with. So the first thing I want to focus on is going to be really that Stoich AFR. There's going to be some other things we touch on here in just a couple minutes. But if we take a look here at our first area of our calculator, we have ethanol content, Stoich ratio, and then I have another parameter. It's going to be just showing us how it's multiplying called overall multiplier. This is going to be showing us how much percentage of fuel it's multiplying by in order to get our fuel modeling correct in the background. Again, this is a background fuel calculation. So if we're taking a look at 0% ethanol content, that's going to be pure petrol, gasoline, air, fuel. We'll find our Stoich ratio is approximately 14.7. If we take a look here, it's going to be represented as 14.64 from Ford. That's going to be close enough, but that's going to be what we would have for a pure petrol, gasoline, air, fuel. Now, if we have 10% blended ethanol, we need to go and represent that right here because, again, it affects all the fuel calculations that are going on. So let me jump back into our calculator here. So if I change my ethanol content here to 10%, notice what's going to be happening. The new Stoich ratio that you would have to enter into that parameter, which is going.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.